Hey guys, what is happening? Alistair Coppin here today, and I'm going to be talking to you about this Ludwig Acrolite Snare Drum from 1968, which I just recently restored. So yeah, hope you enjoy and check out the video. Cheers. So yeah, to start with, I bought this drum off eBay, and some of you may know, like, buying from eBay, it can be kind of sort of a bit risky because you're not sort of looking at the product. But I thought I paid quite close attention to the photographs and pictures, and I thought it was quite a good price. I paid £170 for the drum. I'm not too sure what that is in US dollars or any other currency, but I think that's quite a fair price for a drum of its condition. It had quite a lot of rust and sort of chips and scrapes, and I wanted to sort of challenge myself to sort of see what I could sort of come up with, sort of like when restoring the drum. And as I said, it was from 1968, so it's sort of bound to have sort of a couple of scratches. And to be honest, it was kind of harder work than I thought. But I'm going to be talking about that in this video. So yeah. So the first thing that I did with the drum was to take it all apart, and this is where you sort of really see the real condition of the drum, because you're sort of seeing all the individual pieces and that. And I must say as well, if you're doing this yourself, taking off the screws and they're a bit tough, try not to flathead them, because that's a real bitch, to speak of it, because you don't really want to go about replacing all the screws. And if you can keep them nice and take your time with it, because it will help you out when you're finishing off the drum and putting it back together. So I'd say that's a real biggie. So to get the keystone badge off, what I'd recommend is to get a pair of pliers and bend the rivet in on itself. This way you can push it out from the inside, and if you want to, you can bend it back later, or you can buy another rivet. But I find the brass rivet is really hard to get hold of, or especially in the UK, so I wanted to keep it intact and original. So when cleaning up the chrome, you're going to want to take some tin foil, and I actually learned this from another video on YouTube, but it does really work. And I, for this, instead of using a Coke, because it makes my hands go all sticky and horrible, I just used hot water, and it seems to work, and I think it does work pretty well. So as you can see, the hoops came out lovely and shiny and clean. I also did this with the lugs. So next I started work on the shell, and this did take a very long time. So yeah, if you're doing this, prepare to spend quite a few weekends on it, proper weekends on it. Anyway, to start with, I got my Dremel tool, and I think I was using about 3 30 grit sandpaper wheels to sort of sand out the blemishes and the black marks and the chips and scrapes, and it did a real good job of that. And then once I did that, I sort of just started sanding by hand. I think I was using the hardest grit that I was using was about, I think it was about 80 grit sandpaper, and that sort of just gets rid of the original anodizing, and that did take a very long time to get all that original anodizing off. The next thing was to sort of just keep going down the grades of sandpaper until it looked great. It did take a very long time, and I went up to about, I think it was 1,200 grit at one point, and this was really near the end, and it started sort of, I don't know what the term is, I think it's oxidizing, or it looked like it was oxidizing the metal, the aluminium. It goes black, and that's basically the aluminium protecting itself. So I don't know what it was, but it really annoyed me, so I went back down to 800 grit, and yeah, that was the sort of finish. But I did use, to finish it off, I found WD-40 and those little Brillo pads that you can buy. I think they're called that anyway. Scotch pads. And I sort of just used that. I went around the shell, sort of giving it a brush look, and that really did finish it off nicely. So that's how I sort of finished the drum. So this is the finished product of the 1968 Acrolite Restoration, and I'm really pleased with the finish on it. It all functions and works properly, like the strainer here. I oiled all that up and got the parts working nicely. The finish looks incredible, and it does kind of replicate the anodized finish of the original, and all the rust is free from rims and lugs, and yeah, it's just a lovely drum, really lovely drum. I don't have a snare for it currently, so the snare wires, but I've ordered some of them, so I'll do a sound test later for you. But overall, I'm really pleased with it. One thing that I may change my mind on is I was thinking of doing a lacquer coat on the drum, just to protect it. I'm going to see how this sort of turns out with a sort of finish on it, the WD-40, sort of keeping it oiled, and it should stop it from going black and sort of oxidating the aluminium. But overall, I'm really pleased with the drum. Yeah, I hope you found this video interesting. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching my video today. Remember to like, subscribe and comment. So if you have any questions, comment below and I'll try and get back to you as quick as I can. So yeah, peace out, see you in a bit.